Hi friends, and welcome back to another shipping video. These videos are always so much fun and you guys seem to really like them as well. My name is Maria and I am a part-time reseller on eBay and on Poshmark, and I have tonight an entire IKEA bag of orders that I need to get out. So of course I was going to pop on here and film it for you guys. So these are orders. It is Wednesday evening and these are my orders from Sunday through Wednesday. I actually had to make a quick trip home to Ohio, unfortunately, for a family funeral. So while we were there, I obviously wasn't shipping anything. I had my Poshmark still going because I was able to still ship within the window. I'll be able to mark everything as shipped tonight because I prepared them and they will all ship out first thing tomorrow morning. And then eBay, I had so Sunday and Monday and most of Tuesday, I had a vacation delay on, so people could still buy things from my closet, but it just, said the shipping delay of I'm on vacation, it'll ship, when I return on this date. So then last night, the vacation hold was removed, or the time away, I think it's called, on eBay. And thankfully, I still had quite a few sales every day on eBay, even during that vacation hold. So I was pretty impressed by that, probably because people saw it was only going to be like a 2-day delay. If it was going to be like a week, I probably would expect that a lot more people would have maybe not purchased from my eBay store, but I still had a great amount of sales. So I have, for Sunday through, at this point, Wednesday, or I guess Sunday, we left like in the morning. So I shipped a couple out that sold Sunday morning. I have 25 items to ship out. I have 11 on eBay and 14 on Poshmark. So I'm very thankful for that. We are going to dive right in and I will show you everything we've got. I'm going to save all these shoes for last. Right here. I have 3 pairs of shoes and a jacket, and then lots of clothes. Okay, let's see if I can pull them out in any kind of order that won't mess up what I have in front of me. Okay, they're all mixed in eBay and Poshmark, so I'll let you know as I go through, because when I prep them to pull, I have all my orders down in my basement, and when I am writing out at the end of the day, when I get home from work, the orders that have sold, I usually don't have all of the numbers on here. Obviously, I added those for this video, but I will just write this right here, like Levi's ribcage A. This is in the A box. And then I put them in alphabetical order so that when I go downstairs, I can just go through my boxes in alphabetical order and I'm not going in and out of the different boxes in a random way that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's get going. So if you are new to my ship with me's, I am going to keep them in these little bags. These are just bread bags that you can get at the grocery store, and I am going to seal them all up with a thank you sticker. And for anything that's in these, I will pop a picture up so you can actually see what the item is. These are a pair of Levi's ribcage jeans. They're size 26. This might actually be the first time I have found the ribcage jeans, surprisingly. So these sold on Poshmark for $36. I had them listed at $40 and somebody offered me $36. So that's a no-brainer. Of course, I'm going to accept it. I got them at a Goodwill retail store. My average cost of goods was $6.20. They were only listed for 53 days and I made $20.25. Also, have you guys noticed that eBay, or not eBay, Poshmark has started doing easy post labels, but not all of them look like that. Like this looks like the old one that doesn't say eBay post or easy post. So they're starting to mix those in. I don't really know. I don't think that changes. It doesn't change anything for us as sellers and shipping them out, but I'm sure it changes something on the back end. Who knows? So all of my Poshmark sales are going to be going out in priority mail packaging. I always say that because it is free. You can get it from the post office. I usually just pick some up there. Like these, I can just pick up in little handfuls, but you can also order them to your door if that's easier for you. Okay, I have a pair of Bonobos pants. I have basically stopped picking up Bonobos pants entirely, especially at a Goodwill retail store. These are the Monday pants. They're size 33 by 34. When I got a Poshmark offer for 15 on these, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make much, but this is like a get them out of my closet type situation. So I accepted the $15 offer, even though I paid $4.26 for them at a Goodwill retail store. They've been listed for 277 days and I made $7.74. I also have Bonobos trousers that have been in my closet even longer than that. So I really just wanted to get these out of my life. I've had some luck selling some other Bonobos stuff, but I think I might be done with the trousers unless they're free maybe at the bins and I can list them much lower. I think I had been listing them at like 35 and that was probably a lower one that I was originally probably listing them at 40 or 45, but more recently I've been listing them at like 30 or 35. So good riddance to those. Next was super cute. It was an Angie romper. Angie is a really cute like boutique-y boho brand. And this romper was also a size large, which is good because I find this brand decently often, but I always find it in the smaller sizes. So I was excited to find a large. Do not pay up for this brand, but if you do find it at the bins or like me when I can find it at my swap meets and stuff, it does always sell. It is super cute and I think people like it. So this sold on Poshmark for $17. I did send out my 30% off offers on Sunday that I send every week to people that have liked anything in my closet. And somebody accepted that. So it sold for $17. I got these at the local thrift store that does 50-cent days. So I only paid 50 cents. And it was only listed for 59 days and I made $10.78. I usually put my labels on first, but sometimes when they're really skinny, I want to be able to fold it all the way on top of that. And then I will put the label just right on top of both of those, in case anyone was randomly curious. Okay, this is a cachet fully sequined like cocktail dress. Cachet, I am still trying to figure out. This isn't going to fit nicely in this bag, so I'm actually going to wrap this one. But as you can see, it is really, really pretty, really sparkly. It would be great for an evening out. I think that cachet and some of like the Y2K-ish like prom dresses can do good. And I actually have one that I need to list, but it has a little stain that I need to treat still. So I think I had this listed at like 55. And I accepted a $30 offer on it. I did kind of re-look up comps. It's hard to find exact comps for this brand because it's not, I don't think it's made anymore. But I found, you know, cocktail dresses selling in that range. So I was happy with that. I have had it for a little while. I did pick it up at a Goodwill store. Average cost of goods was $6.77. This was listed for 276 days and I made $17.23. And I'm just glad that somebody is going to have this and love it. And hopefully wear it somewhere cool. Okay, these were all Poshmark. I'm like second guessing. Yes, Poshmark. This is also Poshmark. Whenever I'm talking and doing these source with me's, I'm always paranoid that I'm going to put something that is an eBay sale in a Poshmark mailer. I have caught myself editing. You probably have seen me at least once or twice recently. I put a Poshmark sale in an eBay mailer, which is fine because it doesn't really matter. But I can't put my eBay sales in the priority mail packaging, so I have to be more careful with that. I'm trying to think. I have sold cachet quite a few times. The only other thing I have listed is like a linen blazer. That has not yet sold. It's a linen blend. So we'll see. Stay tuned to the channel if you want to see if that sells. Okay, this one just sold this evening, and it was a Show Me Your Mumu. This one is all balled up. It's not going to lay nicely in this, so I'll take it out and I might as well show you because I have to refold it anyway. It's Show Me Your Mumu. Definitely a brand to stay on the lookout for. Again, a fully sequined, like black tank. It's got adjustable straps, super cute. This sold full price for $35 tonight. I think I had relisted it in the past at some point and dropped the price a little bit. I got this at 2nd Avenue, a big thrift store near me. My average cost of goods that day was $6.78, but this has been listed for 309 days, and I made $21.22. I have sold other Show Me Your Mumu, and the dresses tend to sell faster from my experience. I also had a really cute like tropical romper that sold really quick. I don't think this is quite as much their style. They're more like fun and flirtatious, and this is more like dark and sultry. But somebody loved it enough tonight to buy it for $35, and I made 21 bucks on it. So I cannot complain about that. I have thought about going fully to paper for my sales. A, because I just like wrapping them. I think it's fun. I just haven't made the switch yet. So we'll see if I end up doing that or not. And then I would just reuse these bags over and over again. Okay, this was also Poshmark. All my Poshmark ones, I thought they would be more mixed up than this, but there's been a lot of Poshmark here at the top in alphabetical order, which is interesting. Okay, the next is an eBay sale, and the next actually is a global sale. It's sold through the global shipping program, so it's shipping out internationally. And it is this Prana skirt. Very, very basic, just cotton skirt. The only reason I grabbed this is because I got it at for $1 at a local consignment store that sometimes they'll probably just have old inventory that hasn't been able to sell. They'll have it on a rack out front, and it's all $1. So I'll always look through it. I am a sucker for Prana, and if it's in good condition, that cheap, I'll basically pick up anything. And it's sold on eBay for $19 today. So I can't complain about that when I only paid $1 for it. And it was listed for 209 days, so it took longer to sell than most of my Prana, which is expected. And I made $13.59. This is headed to the United Kingdom, and although it only sold for $19, the buyer all in was like $39 and change, which, my goodness, is absolutely crazy to me that somebody is wanting this skirt that much that they will pay basically $20 shipping and handling to get it overseas. But yeah, so when I got that $19 offer, especially since I saw how far it was going, I was happy to accept. Okay, next is one I've had for a really long time, and it is Hanna Andersson, but it is not like super cute like so much Hanna Andersson is. I have too many navy things. Where is it? Here it is. This is really, really basic. This is just a full zip navy blue hooded sweatshirt. I put keywords like uniform and school in it because it looked like something like my daughter has uniforms that you can wear specific things in specific colors, and like this is something she would have worn. So I thought maybe somebody would need a cute little thing, because even in class she can't wear whatever jacket she wants. She has to have something like this. But it eventually sold on eBay for $14.39. I did get it at the bins. I wouldn't have paid up for this at all, being so basic. So I paid $1.38 for it, but it was listed for 724 days, and I made $19.20. Also, I don't know what my hair is doing. I've literally been in the car all day, so I'm sorry for whatever's happening up there. Yeah, did I say 19? No. $9. 724 days for me to make $9.20 for anyone that was out there scratching their head at my math. And this sold on eBay. I think I said that. All right. I was having a problem with some of my eBay mailers, like ripping on the sides. I had to like tape a few, but the more recent batches I've gotten haven't had any issues, so hopefully that was just a bad batch. Okay, next are these BKE buckle denim jeans. They've got all the cool like contrast stitching, very Y2K, very 90s. I used all those keywords, of course. They are men's pair of jeans. They're also size 33. I like finding the odd sizes of men, so like 29, 31, 33, 35. I don't think they're as common and people still want them. So these sold on Poshmark for $34, and I also got these at the thrift store that does 50-cent days. So I only paid 50 cents for this. They were listed for 51 days, and I made $26.70. This is Poshmark. So I was impressed by that. I think I had them listed at 40, and I got an offer for 34, which is wonderful because, as we all know, lowball offers are a thing, and I've had some doozies recently. So whenever I see offers like this that are very fair, I am very grateful, very happy to accept those. Also, this most recent batch of USPS mailers is like thicker and like more substantial. I feel like the quality is better, which is great. Okay, this is the most recent thing that sold tonight. Just sold like an hour ago. This is a little itty bitty Nike tee. So I also pick up these sandwich bread bags. They're the ones that literally just like fold over. And I will close those with a little sticker. So I don't go through these as fast, but when I have itty bitty items, I can just put them right in there. I actually picked this up for myself. Look, I can put it in gray for Ohio State. I got it for myself. Go Buckeyes, a huge Ohio State fan. I picked it up in the Columbus bins. And I just didn't like the way it fit, so I ended up listing it, and it sold on eBay for $15.99. My average cost of goods at the bins that day was $1.63, but it was listed for 460 days. I made $12.02, but again, it was listed a long time. Things like that are very, very saturated in the sports market. It's just Nike. There's nothing super special about it, but it eventually sold. So that's great. Oh, and really fun, I happened to notice on the mailing address, I said at the beginning of the video, I'm from Ohio. This is going to, like, just like the town right above mine. So it's like 15 minutes away from where my parents still live. Okay, next is an Umgee, and I was surprised by this Umgee. Like, Umgee is I want to say hit or miss, but it's not even hit. Like, it's mostly missed for me, so I'll really only grab it at my, like, free swap meets. Maybe at the bins if it's super cute, or at 50-cent day or $1 day, but never at actual Goodwill. But I did grab this at the free swap meet. It's just a black tank top, like a rib tank top. It's got a little bit of a like ruffle chiffon trim. It is a size large, which I appreciate because often, again, I also find Umgee and like extra small. And I think you only listed for $25, and it sold on eBay for $15. And $0 into it. Would this fit into one of these? We'll see. We'll see. And it sold after only 9 days. Like the most basic of Umgees for 9 days. And I ended up making $11.58. So, surprised and thrilled by that sale. And I also think it's going to fit in here. I'm trying to use up these boring little gray ones. I do have eBay ones that are in the small size. And I have these super cute flamingo ones. I used to use the flamingo ones a lot for Kitizen. R.I.P. Kitizen. Let me know if you used to sell on Kitizen and if you miss it. I had been considering stopping selling on Kitizen for a while just because I didn't make tons of sales and I didn't think it was worth my time. And then the closing of Kitizen kind of made that decision for me. Okay, next is a Lulus dress. Lulus is another one that it's really rare if I'll pay a Goodwill price for it, but this one I picked up at the swap meet. Also, I have a lot of things that have sold recently from the swap meet because I've been trying to get a little bit caught up. The swap meet items that I get for free, I don't prioritize because I have no investment into them and I have room to store them downstairs in my closet. So I'll usually just separate them into bags. I'll try to list the seasonal things more quickly first. And then in between other hauls, I'll just grab a bag and list it. And I've gone through probably 2 or 3 really big bags of my older swap meet stuff recently. This wasn't one of those. This has been listed for a while, but some other things in this from the swap meet I listed more recently. This sold on eBay for $25. It was an offer I accepted. $0 into it, of course. It's listed for 304 days, and I made $21.09. I also don't think I said, this is the Lulus Remarkable dress. It's like a really pretty lace, like a fitted bodycon, and it was new with tags at that swap meet, which is super cool. Okay, this also was on eBay, so I need an eBay mailer. I got another shipment of eBay mailers in recently, so I have the larger. I have a small, medium, and a large. Actually, I think I have 4 sizes. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 4 sizes of mailers now, and I just ordered some boxes. I'm hoping one of these shoes is going to fit in there because I've been having such good sales that I was running out of boxes. Like, I used to just have boxes from like friends or from things that we purchased myself, but I finally, for the first time ever, had to like buy boxes to use for my reselling business, which is a very good problem to have. Okay, next is a bundle sale on Poshmark. 2-item bundle. I think I might put it in one of these. This is just the medium flat rate box. You can grab these at your post office or you can order them online, free to your door. So this bundle was a BDG yellow color blocked sweatshirt. Super cute. I grabbed it at Goodwill retail, but only because they had it as a kid's item accidentally because it was small. So I think it was like $2.50. And then this Mini Boden swim cover up. Super cute. I featured it in my recent Goodwill haul where I got lots of kids stuff. And I loved it. It was getting so much interest. So somebody bundled these together and offered me $40. I think I had this listed at $35 and I had this listed at $25. BDG, which is an Urban Outfitters brand, is super hard to sell. So knowing that I could basically have 20 for each of these, it's a little low maybe on the Boden, but to get this out the door, I was happy with that. So I accepted the $40 offer. The BDG I got at Goodwill. My average cost of goods that day was $5.66. I know I did not pay that for it. And it had been listed for 59 days. The Boden I also got at the same Goodwill, the one that's right by me that I go to all the time with you guys. I'm hoping this doesn't wake my son up next door. Although, who am I kidding? There's no way he's asleep yet. He's probably in there singing to himself. That day my average cost of goods was $4.39. It was only listed for 24 days. It had been getting a lot of interest on Poshmark, a lot of interest on eBay. So the BDG item, my profit was $10.34, and the Boden was $11.61. So I tend to just put a piece of paper in here, like lay it on top, and then we'll put our Mini Boden thing in there. We'll put our BDG. I'm just imagining the cutest little mother-daughter duo having these items, and I love it. I will fold that. We'll put a thank you sticker right on top, so it looks cute, just like that. And we'll fold this up and get it on its way. Anytime I have a bundle on Poshmark, even if it's just 2 things, it just puts me in a good mood. Is anybody else like that? Because bundle sales, I think, are tough. But they do happen. Okay. Next one is a really good sale. And it is this Scotch and Soda flannel. If you watched my theater liquidation video, like the warehouse video, so much fun. Go back and watch it. This one on Poshmark for full price of $55. I paid $5 for it at that sale. I don't think I said this in the video because I didn't even know yet. When I went to inventory it, it was new with tags, which I hadn't even noticed. And the retail on this was $135. So that's a great deal. It was listed for 21 days and I made $39 just on this one thing from that sale. The Eileen West little nightgown has also sold. This was Poshmark, if I didn't say that. Has also sold for $36. I sold one of the fossil belts for $17. And oh, the new with tags All Saints sweater sold for $67. So I've already made all my money back and I'm already in the green and I have lots of things still to sell. And yeah, I'm thrilled. It was a really fun experience getting to shop at that. Okay, next. Oh, here they are. I was like, where'd they go? Next are another pair of jeans. These are Joe's jeans. They are the Brixton men's style. I accepted a $20 offer on these on Poshmark. I've had them for a little while. I did get them at the bins. I wouldn't have paid for these at a Goodwill store, but I'll grab Joe's jeans at the bins. My average cost of goods was $1.39, but they were listed for 253 days. So definitely a slower seller. And I made $14.61. Get another Poshmark mailer. I'm going to have a nice big post office run tomorrow, which is great. Started using a different post office because I've been kind of working out of a couple different offices, and I started using one over towards the office I've been at more recently, and I don't like it. Maybe that'll be another story time for a different video. We got to get through these. But I've been more often just driving a little bit past my house on the way home to get to the one that I am most familiar with, the one that's by my local Goodwill. I think I've shown it in a couple videos. Okay, next is a Sanctuary button down, just a cute striped kind of like boyfriend shirt. This was a size extra large. Again, a great size in Sanctuary. I don't find it as often. This sold on Poshmark with my 30% off offer on Sunday for $19. I did get it at the bins, also for $1.39. So I must have gotten a lot of things from the same bins trip. And this was listed for 259 days, and I made $11.49. Sanctuary, I've been trying to be really picky with because I've been having trouble selling it. It does still sell, so this is a brand that I would say, for me at least, is hit or miss. Trying to figure it out. I thought this was cute. I thought the size would sell it, and it did. It just took a little while. So I've kind of come to expect that from the brand, and I'm leaving it behind at the racks at Goodwill a lot. Okay, next is a Talbots piece, and it is it's an old Talbots piece. The bag has like a fuzzy on it. Okay, these are 100% pure silk pair of trousers, and they are like maroon red, almost purple. So that is a specific buyer, but they're 100% silk. And even though this is like a really old Talbots tag, I've sold that Talbots tag before. When it's a nice classic style or a good material, it doesn't sway me when I'm getting it cheap. And they sold on eBay for $22. So got it at the bins. Average cost of goods was $1.39. They were listed for 245 days, and I made $16.93. I won't get this tag all the time, but especially when it's 100% linen, 100% silk, or 100% wool, it's not going to sway me because they keep selling. I think Talbots people just like their Talbots, and they don't really care if it's like the newest thing from their newest, season or catalog. Okay, next is, I'm just going to take this out of the bag because it's slouchy and it's not staying, is a Torrid blouse. Really pretty color. I love this color. It's like a dusty rose pink with a little keyhole front, keyhole back. Sleeveless blouse, tank top. It is also a 5X, which I don't find as often in Torrid. This sold on Poshmark for $23. I got it at the bins also. My average cost of goods that day was $1.94. This was listed for 133 days. Got another fuzzy. And I made $16. Wouldn't that be great if I made $16.46. I haven't been picking up Torrid as much. I also haven't been finding it as much when I'm getting it cheap at the swap meet or at the bins. Like, I just recently went to the bins while I was in Columbus, so that video is upcoming. And I didn't even see a Torrid piece. I would have grabbed it at the bins. I haven't been grabbing it at Goodwill stores. It'd have to be pretty special for me to grab it at a normal thrift store and paying up for it. But they are cute. I do still like the brand. I think Chico's and J. Jill have been selling better for me than Torrid has recently. And Talbots. Talbots has also been selling better for me. But I'm glad to see this going to a new home, especially since it's my favorite color. This was Poshmark. It's another nice flat one, so I'm going to put the label on after it. I like to fold this all the way up so the item can't move around in transit. Like, if I fold it all the way at the bottom, it's going to move around the whole time. And I don't think it'll hurt it, but I like to keep it nice and safe and snug and secure. Okay. Next was a personal piece from my own wardrobe that I rarely wore though, and it is this H&M double-breasted, like, short length pea coat. I'm sure that I got this at like the clearance rack at H&M at some point over a decade ago. There's no way I paid a lot for this because I have always been a bit thrifty, but it's just so bright. It's beautiful, and it is a classic cut, but it's so bright. I found myself wearing it once or twice every spring, and then that was it. So I was like, okay, I needed more room in my closet downstairs for outerwear. Let's move this one out. Oh my gosh, it matches my nails. Too cool. So I listed it. This sold on eBay for $16. I'm counting that it was personal use at $0. No idea how much I paid for it. And it sold in 114 days, and I made $12.77. Also, when the person offered me $16, you know how you can write a comment in the offer, and usually they'll be like, thanks for considering my offer, or most people just won't write anything there. I wish I had screenshotted it. She wrote, because I have to pay shipping, which she did. I'd had $9.99 shipping because it's actually heavy. I had to buy a 2-pound label for it. She said, since I have to pay shipping, $16 sounds better to me, or something like that. $16 is what I prefer. My husband already is mad at me for buying too many clothes, or thinks I buy too much clothes, so that would help. Like, me accepting the $16 offer will somehow help her marriage. So it made me Google. Honestly, I would have accepted it either way, just because it was my own thing, and it's H&M, so it's not going to sell for a lot. But I liked that she put that in the comment for like a total stranger. Like, please let me have this for a good price, because I'm not supposed to spend a lot of money. Ugh, I don't know why I find that so hilarious. I like read it out loud to my husband because he was sitting in bed. I think I'm gonna need the bigger one. All right, let's bust out the bigger eBay one. This one. Good thing I didn't put the label on yet, or we would have made it fit one way or another. This is going to California. I hope she enjoys it. I hope she doesn't get in trouble. All right. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. It's coming out, so I'm going to take it out and wrap it. This is a Neiman Marcus, like definitely an older tag, but it is a 100% cashmere robe with pockets. It is so soft. I looked it up and down for holes. It's not pilly. This actually, if you watch my swap meet videos, my friend Morgan found while we were at the winter swap, and she brought it over to me. She's like, I'm assuming you might want this, right? And I was like, yes. I thought about keeping it. I don't wear robes as much as I would like to because my legs get cold. So I want to have fuzzy pants and a fuzzy jacket. I don't know, or fuzzy sweatshirt on. So this sold on eBay for $55. That was an offer I accepted. I had $0 into it, and it sold in only 33 days, and I made $44.38. Like, that's crazy to me, considering how many things I get at those swap meets, that in just one item, I made $44. Now, of course, a lot of the items I'm making $10, $15, $5, but this is a winner for sure, so thank you, Morgan. All right, I think this one will fit in here. Right? Yeah, that's eBay. She'll have a nice, pretty mailer with her nice, pretty robe. I hope she loves it. I hope she's comfy in it. She is the person I want to be that just like lounges around the house in a awesome cashmere robe. Myself in my stage with 2 kids and sticky things at all times. It just wasn't going to happen. Okay, here's a Bolo brand to keep an eye out for, so I'll pop it up. This is AYR. If you're not familiar with it, it sells fast and it sells for good money. I accepted an offer today on eBay for $27 for a literal tank top, like a ribbed tank top, $27. I got this at the swap meet also, and I also found a yellow striped button-down shirt, and that one also sold even quicker for, I want to say $55. I found a pair of jeans once that were AYR. Jeans are great. They sold for, gosh, like 70, maybe 90, something crazy. But yeah, this one sold in 13 days, and I made $21.44 on a tank top. I love, love, love finding this brand. I've now only found it 3 times, but I hope that I will find it more often. Let me know if you've ever found it, because I think it's a bit more rare, so it's not as saturated, and it just seems to sell so well for me. Okay, next, we're done with our clothes, so that's good. Let's move on to our shoes. So speaking of the swap meet, These were in one of the haul videos. These are a pair of OrthoFeet. They make like comfort orthotic type shoes. These are in great condition. I also found these at the swap meet for $0. They sold on Poshmark for $38. I think I'm going to put these in just the normal shoebox that you can get. They don't usually have these stocked at USPS like they do the flat rates, but you can order these from USPS.com. They are called the shoebox. That was a little obvious. Okay, so yeah, these sold in only 2 days after I listed them, and I made $30.40. I also listed another pair, slightly different style, that are pink. So hopefully those also will sell quickly. For anyone that might watch Ginger Marvin's channel, I always think of Kathy and Chris, because Kathy's always talking about how Chris really likes OrthoFeet for himself. So I don't know, that's just what I think of, because I had never heard of this brand until I started reselling. All right, there's one. Let's get the second. I don't use this shoebox very often for Poshmark, honestly, because most of the shoes that I sell tend to be skinnier. They're like sandals or heels or boots, and I ship them in like the these ones, like the 10.92 or the 10.95 box. But sneakers are obviously thicker, so I need to put it in the shoebox. I just don't sell as many sneakers, and when I do, they tend to be on eBay. So just gonna get these wrapped. We'll put a sticker on each. Sticker, sticker. Get these in here. I do like the 10.92 and the 10.85 because they're self-sealing, so I don't have to do this every time. I think it's been a couple videos since I've said this, but I use one piece of tape on the top and the bottom when I make these boxes, and I've never had any issues. I've never had any complaints. I've never had things fall out. Don't waste your packing materials. It's not good for your wallet, and it's not good for the environment. Obviously, if the box is bulging or it was broken and needs extra, yeah, I will add as much tape as I need to make sure it gets there safely, but not an inch more than I need. Okay, I'm just going to stick a little bit of this in the top just because it needs a little bit of void fill so they don't move around too much. It just started raining again. Sorry, I'm just literally talking out loud. But it's been raining like all week. Like driving back, it was just raining and raining and raining. So, okay, those are headed to Florida. Oops. Next, let's do these. These are the oldest item going out. They're a pair of Nike FS. They're very lightweight, and these are actually a youth size 6.5. I think I had listed them for a while under women's. Yeah, youth size 6.5. I listed them with the women's conversion, and they weren't selling. So I think at some point I switched them back over to youth. I don't know how long ago. They finally sold on eBay for $17.99. I had them listed at this point at $24.99. My 20% off sale made them $19.99. And then I sent a 10% off offer today for $17.99. And thankfully they sold. I got these at the bins in Baltimore, which I don't like, and I never go there anymore, basically, because the manager will just arbitrarily decide how much things cost that day, and it is infuriating. Usually shoes were $3, and then like after I had a cart full of stuff, she just ran around the store being like, all the shoes are $5 today, and I didn't want to go back through. So I paid $5 for these. It was a long time ago. Actually, it was, to be exact, 1072, yeah, 1,072 days ago. But I did finally make $11.72. These are going out on a 15-ounce label because I didn't want to charge an exorbitant amount of shipping since they are lightweight. So I'm just putting these in a mailer, wrapping them this way. They will be just fine. I normally put shoes in boxes, but something like this is going to get there just fine. And I didn't want to charge more shipping than I needed to. I've, again, never had a complaint. So we will just get these in probably this guy. Oh, I also should mention, I mentioned on the channel a top 100 sale if they're like the top 100 oldest items in my spreadsheet. This was a runner-up. This didn't make my top 100. Oh my goodness. But it was number 117. That's how old it is. Which also is embarrassing because it dimes me out that I have 116 things that are older than these shoes. Do as I say, not as I do. We all live and learn. I bought these when I was a new reseller. I wouldn't pay $5 for those today. Okay, something I would pay $5 for, but I didn't have to, are Altra. So if you're not familiar with Altra, here's the logo. These are a really great brand to keep an eye out for. They are very well known for having a large toe box here, which is great for running, walking, exercising, all kinds of different sports. I picked these up at a garage sale recently. I didn't have it filmed for you guys on YouTube. I'm sorry. I did do like a mini stories haul over on my Instagram though. So if you're not following me, it's at Life with Maria Nicole, and I posted throughout the day everything I got at the garage sales. I picked these up for $2 at a local garage sale, and they sold on eBay for $33. I think I had them listed at $55. Somebody offered me $33. I really strongly thought about countering because the comps supported me countering to maybe $40. There were also some selling for $20 and $30, and these don't have insoles, which I didn't notice when I picked them up. Honestly, I still would have purchased them for $2. But since they didn't have insoles, I know they'd be a tougher sell. So I accepted the offer. They were only listed for 5 days, and I made $29.26. Okay, I want to see, because I have the weight for it. I got these new eBay boxes, and I'm trying to figure out if it's a good size or if next time I should get a larger size. Okay, these are going to fit perfectly. Look at that. Those are gorgeous because they only weighed like 1 pound and 2 ounces or something. But, so I had to buy a 2-pound label. So I got plenty of room to put them in a box. So I'm just going to do that right there with the paper. We'll put one in. We'll put the other in. Fold that nicely, put our sticker on top, and call it a day. I also picked up another pair of Altra the same day, but at a different garage sale. They do have the insoles, and those I also just listed. So hopefully those will sell. Hopefully those will sell a little bit higher. And yeah, okay. Fun fact, this is not my first time buying eBay boxes. When I first started selling on eBay, for some reason, I just decided I was going to sell all these mugs. I've sold like 2, but I bought like 4x4x4 boxes so that I could sell mugs when I found mugs. And then I ended up never selling mugs. So I have like a box of 50 that probably still has like 48 of them down in my basement. Maybe someday we will get through all of those. They're good for little trinkets too. Okay, my last sale. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm looking at the time. This video is much longer than I expected, but we had a lot of stuff. Are these really, really cool Steve Madden boots. These are the Bucky style. They are genuine leather. I featured these recently. I found them at the thrift store that does the 50-cent days, and then their shoes and everything else in the store is also 50% off. So I picked these up. My average cost of goods was $3.08 for the non-50-cent items. And they sold on Poshmark for $40. So I'm pretty sure that was a 10% off offer that my Posher VA sent. I had them listed at $45. They were only listed for 4 days, and I made $26.60. I need to determine what box I'm going to ship these in. Let me see if they will fit in the $10.95. If not, we're going to make a box number 7. Because I think they're going to be, yeah, see, they're going to bulge. And I don't want anything to go wrong. So we're going to make this, actually, this large flat right might work well. We're just gonna pretend fold it and see if these would fit. They are a little bit slouchy, so I don't mind if they're a little. Some boots you like don't want to have any bend, and then others I don't mind. Yeah, this is actually going to work well because they basically are laying like this, like very close to being straight. So let me tape this up. I'll show you once I get them in here. I said in a ship with me a while back, and I think I already corrected it, but let me take this opportunity, that I used to use the game box, which was like the large flat rate, but it was in the long size, and it had like literal pictures of games. Like they called it the game box. It had like a chess piece and something on the front. And I had picked up a few of them, and I had them in my basement, so I was still just getting through the stock, and I was talking about them on my channel, how much I like using them for boots like this. And then one of you lovely people commented and said, I hope you didn't go to too much trouble trying to find one. That they had been discontinued, I think last year or maybe the beginning of this year. And I looked it up, and you're absolutely correct. So that box no longer exists. So I apologize for giving bad information, but correcting it now. So I'm going to put one piece of paper down. I'm going to put one shoe in. Anytime I'm shipping leather, I don't want to put the other shoe right on top of it because I don't want it to rub against each other. So I'm going to fold that paper over, and then we'll put the other shoe down, nice and gentle, like that. And then we'll put in the second piece to keep it safe. That gives a little bit of void fill too in the top. Okay, I think that looks good. The box number 7 is this great big one. And it would have had almost too much space in that one. But those are good for bigger bundles. Or bigger like snow boots and stuff sometimes. Alright, let's get this taped. My daughter likes to pack with me sometimes. And she's usually my helper to like hold the boxes. So thank you if you have stuck with me all the way through the ship with me video. It does, at least for me, make the time go pretty quick. So I hope you've been listening or photographing or something and also passing the time along with me. I am going to get these all packed up so I can get them to the post office in the morning. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean the world to me. Give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.